Good morning, dear students. In the yesterday's class, we finished the last lesson, which is our first lesson. Okay, and we have understood very well how important it is to give importance to your own language, right? And the war times are going on in the lesson, and one country has captivated, or one country has been captivated by the other, or some parts of that particular country are captivated, and how it makes you feel when you are forced to speak uh, other person's language or other country's language, and your own language is being snatched from you. So today we are going to discuss few multiple choice questions. Let me share the screen. Okay, I hope you can see the screen. I hope, dear students, you can see the screen clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
right. Now let's start, because when you give response, it becomes very easy to, connect and move further. Now let's see the question, which is the first MCQ questions. Few we'll discuss, right? So, which topic was France expected to prepare as homework? This is to remember participles. From where did the order come? Berlin. Options are Paris, Alsace, Lorraine. The screen is clear, dear kids? Yes. Okay. Then, for how many years had M. Hamel? For how many years had M. Hamel, been teaching in the class or in the school? You must be remembering these when we were reading the lesson. Remember? So 40 years. What did M. Hamel write on the board at the end of the lesson? What did he write in the end of the lesson? Right? Please give the answers. They are before you only. You can speak up. You have the option to unmute. Supriya, Poonam, Kevin. So, what did M. Hamel write on the board at the end of the lesson? That is Vive la France. Which,
Ma'am, but the meaning of Vive la France is long live France only. So that option should also be correct, no?
what did M. Hamel write on the board at the end of the lesson? But let me tell you, beta, the question, stick to the question and stick to the text. Now, sticking both the things means the question is asking not what is the meaning of this phrase. The question is asking what did he write on the board. The answer is quite simple and direct. He wrote this C part. If it had been, what does this phrase mean? Then it would have been, long live France. Clear? Clear, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Which place does Prussia refer to? Right? Germany. Why did France not want to go to the school that day? There are four options. Because he was late, dreaded the scolding, wanted to avoid taking French exam, had not finished his assignment. Now this is, why did Franz not want to go to school that day? Because he was afraid of the scolding, as he has not prepared for participles and all. And his class was on the topic participles. The crowd was there at the bulletin board too. Every time the bad news or any news has come from that bulletin board. And the options here for question number 7 are: the crowd was there at the bulletin board to collect food, celebrate good news, gather information about a latest news, take the money being distributed. Take the money being distributed. Take the money. So, what option you are going to, like select here. That is gather information and latest news. What was the image of M. Hamel among his students initially? A loving teacher, a kind and humble teacher, a strict teacher, an understanding teacher. So option C, a strict teacher. These are to share with you that you need to keep in mind the questions which are based on recalling the facts in the lesson, the questions based on application, the question based on, sometimes memorizing works, recalling works, sometimes understanding, and sometimes application, right? So differ from one type to another. And when we read the lesson thoroughly, we are able to answer all the questions, whether they are MCQs, whether they are the descriptive ones or the short questions or any type. Franz was not scolded that day because why he was not scolded? It was the last lesson. Why M. Hamel? Why did M. Hamel wear his Sunday dress? To honor his last lesson. To show off? Not at all. Second option, to honor his last lesson, to seek importance, to display happiness. So B option is the correct answer. Now Franz was not scolded that day because he was in a happy mood. M. Hamel had changed and it was a Sunday and it was the last lesson, right? So again, I've repeated this question. It was the last lesson. Why did villagers attend the last lesson? Four options are there: to pay tribute to M. Hamel, to pay tribute to Alsace and Lorraine, to gather knowledge, and to learn French. This was to pay tribute to M. Hamel for his 40 years, and they were upset also. But here, out of these four options, B option will go, right? Not A. To pay tribute to Alsace and Lorraine, right? Also to pay, tribute to M. Hamel also. A and B both. Now, what was the order from Berlin? To teach only German, to teach only French, to teach English in school, to ban music teaching in school. So these are irrelevant options. Only one option is there, B part, that is to teach German. Now in the previous question also, where I said that two options are there, why did villagers attend the last lesson? It was to pay tribute, right? Now pay tribute to what? There the options A and B we said. The option A is the most appropriate answer. Even we can avoid B because here it's written B and the option is A. So we will move with A part. And also there is feeling of patriotism, right? But it is not in the option. So we will go with the A option. What was the order from Berlin? This we have done. The value that prevented France from bunking the school is the value that prevented Franz from the text. He had the will to resist and he moved to the class. He wanted to hear to the chirping of the birds and would have been distracted, but he resisted and he moved to his school. Why was the school so quiet like a Sunday morning? Because the war was going on, because there was no one in school, because it was a holiday, because of the order from Berlin. So D option is absolutely correct. That is because of the order from Berlin, right? Why, according to M. Hamel, is language the key to freedom? Because it keeps you united, because you have the key to your prison. There were the few lines. So C option is absolutely correct, right, dear students? And why was M. Hamel sitting motionless in his chair? Why was M. Hamel sitting motionless in his chair? He was tired. He did not wish to teach. He was physically hurt. He was sad and depressed. He was sad and depressed. Dear students, I hope you are able to understand these multiple choice questions. right? If you have any query, you may ask. Yesterday, I taught you few, or we discussed few questions from, multiple choice questions that are given in NCRT book also. Kindly go through them also, those questions also. We'll do few more, 4, 5 more. Why could M. Hamel not speak at the end of the lesson? You can read the options and you can think of the correct answer, and you can check the answer also, which here has been shared. Why could M. Hamel not speak at the end of the lesson? He was sad and choked. He had cold and cough. He did not wish to talk. He was exhausted. Very clear answer. He was sad and choked. He started speaking with the phrase I, and then he stopped and his throat was choked. He couldn't speak further. And his gestures, and he through his gestures he directed the class to move, right? The thought of pigeons singing in German is a satire on the situation. Kindly go through this. This is a beautiful example of satire, exaggeration, satire, humor, simile. It is an example of satire. Yesterday we have thoroughly discussed this thing, right? Okay, now comes the question which Kevin has asked. The phrase Vive la France means. So there it was. What did he write on the board? Here it is. What does Vive la France means? Long live France. The emotion that swayed away everyone during the last lesson was forgiveness, patriotism, happiness, ecstasy. So it is the emotion that swayed away everyone during the lesson was patriotism, right? They all were all of a sudden transformed, and they realized the importance of learning their language, right? Which they had never paid attention to. The last lesson changed Fran's attitude towards his studies. 4 options are there, right? So very simple question, direct question, right? His studies. He understood everything very clearly, right? So I hope you have understood these questions,
Ma'am,
right? Yes.
ma'am,
Query?
what is the meaning of satire?
Satire. Okay, let me tell you. Satire is when you want to when you want to bring out the, fallacies and false things and their behavior, especially the behavior of the society. The writers and the authors, what they do is to bring before the society their mistakes, their wrongdoings in the form of a satire. Because uh, uh, writing has such a great power, and even speaking also, when you are satirical, you make the person realize what is the mistake without directly pointing him out. Satire is not saying directly you are doing wrong, right? Satire is somewhere a figure of speech or the way of speech where you tell the person or to the society or to the people in general that this is wrong, but the words are satirical. So satire is usage of such words that bring out in a very blatant, strict, open way, right? The problems, the troubles, or especially not the problems and the troubles, but the wrongdoings that are being done by the people, right? So this
Yes,
way,
sir.
right? So that is satire. Okay, a mocking way, a straightforward way of bringing out someone's thing being done wrong, which is a threat for the society also. Like people these days do not wear mask, right? And they, or they do so many things wrong. So there are satirical cartoon clips in the newspaper, right? There are some jokes, satirical jokes. The words are different, but the meaning is to bring the thing from the society that this is going on wrong. People laugh also and understand also. People feel, on seeing the clip, people feel bad also, but at the same time it reaches to those who are doing wrong. So dear students, I hope you have understood. I'm ending the class here, beta. Right, we'll discuss the figures of speech when we will have done 2-3 poems, and all together we'll discuss the questions of figures of speech also. Need not worry, I'll explain you again all the figures of speech. Right. Okay, God bless you all. Thank you.